Hey guys, this is Alex, and I'm with Gamers for Change, a movement created to decrease the amount of hostility within the gaming community. And today I'm here with the fifth installment of the Thought Talk series. And before I start everything off, I want to give you guys an announcement. I have created a thread in the Gamers for Change forum that is for Thought Talk topic suggestions. So if you have an idea that you would like to see discussed on an installment of this series, please go there, make an account, and post whatever your idea is. So today I'm with ExtrinsicFactor on YouTube for my Thought Talk. So why don't you just introduce yourself a little bit before we start off?
Yeah, hi guys. This is Andrew. My Xbox Live gamertag is muuq. That's MUUQ. And I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. Just a little bit about me. I'm an undergraduate at Yale University. I'm studying biology, and I play games for a hobby.
All right, cool. It's nice to meet you, Andrew. And today the topic is what can the Halo community do, or what can be done to increase the size of the Halo community? Because a lot of people have pointed out since like 1 or 2 months after Reach came out that Halo 3's community right after it came out is a lot bigger than Halo Reach's right after it came out. And Halo 3 sustained numbers of 300,000 to 350,000 being online at any given time for like at least a year after it's released, and Halo Reach has been out for less than that amount of time, and it's struggling to keep like 150 to 200,000 online at any given time. So, Andrew, what are your thoughts on this topic?
That's right. Well, I remember when Halo 3 was the game that kind of pulled me into the Halo series and Xbox in general. Actually, at the time I'd been totally a PC player. And when I got online, it was just pumping. There was a lot of content from MLG. There was a lot of content there were some commentators, fun stuff like that. My friends were playing. It was just pumping game. Now I hear that Halo 3 wasn't the competitive game that Halo 2 and Halo 1 were, but at the same time, it seemed to have fostered a really quite a large community. Now we've noticed that with Reach, something different's happened. We've noticed that the community is somewhat fractured, or there's several divisive groups. One of which I guess is sort of the MLG, or the wannabe MLG types of people, and then I guess the other distinction is the casual players.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why we started this channel, is because the Halo community, and well, especially the Halo community and definitely the gaming community as a whole, is very polarized right now. There's this constant need to divide over like casual and competitive, and when people don't realize that it's more of a spectrum that it's not like black and white, there's gray in between, but people are focusing on just creating two sides and picking one side and hitting the other. So this is extremely bad for new coming players, because people who are just starting to play the game are obviously going to be casual from the start, but when they see all this strife between competitive gamers and casual gamers, it's not very appealing to like essentially plunge yourself into a battlefield as soon as you start playing the game.
Right. And so we wanted to focus on what can we do, and what can the community do to start, I don't know, building up from here. And the first thing that I thought of was, I think the Halo community really needs commentators with strong personalities, sort of like what we see in the COD community right now. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of Hutch or CNanners or Onslaught, but their channels are fun. They're both appealing to great gamers and also people just picking up the game. They're even appealing to people who don't play the game at all, and I think that's a testament to their personality and that sort of thing. And I think the Halo community could really benefit from at least more people doing that. I would support channels, Halo players doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think commentators is definitely one of the COD community's stronger assets that unfortunately the Halo community doesn't really have as much of. Like, the thing I really like about Hutch and CNanners and commentators like that is that even though I barely follow COD at all, I find it really easy to watch their videos because am just listening to them for the commentary. I can tell that they're very like intelligent, good people, and it's just really enjoyable to listen to this flow of ideas, and it's coupled with some pretty awesome COD gameplay to boot, which is another good thing about it.
Yeah, I mean these guys are great players. Obviously, they don't consider themselves, on the MLG kind of circuit or anything like that. But we all know they're pretty darn good. But then on the other side, there's channels like Rooster Teeth doing their fails of the week and Achievement Horse, which they're not even really related to like skill based gameplay, but they're extremely entertaining. And I wish there was some easy way to get involved, like play games of horse or something like that, online or whatever. That would probably bring in some more people too.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that I guess has to be brought up is Bungie's role or what Bungie could do in this, because I know that a lot of people are just itching to like, oh yeah, Bungie's doing a terrible job and they have to fix the game. And even though this is somewhat connected to what we're going to say, we obviously do not want to be discussing what we perceive as flaws within the game. But what I think that all of us can agree on is that Bungie definitely needs to be more receptive to user feedback, because there are some issues that I know that like the clear majority of the Halo community is in uproar against, and what I would like to see is maybe some sort of I guess like a poll concerning major issues that people find with the game, and if there's a strong enough majority, maybe like 65-70%, then I think Bungie should take into account what the community obviously thinks and maybe implement like a couple patches or changes here and there, because from what I've seen over the years, Bungie has been really hesitant to implement major patches with the Halo games, and I think this is a detriment because it's just kind of broadcasting to the community that they're very stubborn and that they don't think that what people think are flaws.
Right. I got that too. I think Bungie did some pretty daring things in Reach, sort of this like trifecta of campaign, firefight, multiplayer, all combined, and then your character also translates into the cutscenes. I think that was all awesome visually. But I think there are some mechanics issues, or at least some rank and armor kind of weirdness with the like commendations and hours spent grinding out credits and things like that. But I think the game overall, in order to draw more people in, could use some sort of like real feeling of accomplishment when you do something in the game, not just like a little tag or a number or whatever. But sort of like the Halo 3 skill level kind of system where you could kind of work your way up a ladder, and you always seem to get paired with people of your skill level, which is challenging, that sort of thing. Obviously, there were issues with that, but I think that would be a positive addition, at least, in future games, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the thing about the ranking system is that it's very much a double-edged sword. Is in Halo 3 there was a lot of problems within matchmaking because of people caring too much about ranks, essentially, with all the deranking, boosting, etc., etc., and ranks were actually kind of meaningless anyways because of all the bot 50s. And when Bungie announced that they were going to remove ranks, I was definitely on board because I really hated all this crap that I just mentioned within Halo, but looking at it now, a lot of people do need that thing to work for. A lot of people did work very hard to get their 50, and it gave the game longevity because it gave these players like a long-term goal that was fairly challenging to reach. So even though an implementation or a re-implementation of numeric ranks would definitely bring back some of the garbage that I just mentioned that was a serious detriment to the matchmaking system, I think overall it would make the game more appealing to gamers because it gives them something to work for. Even players who weren't like hardcore MLG competitors like strive to get a certain level.
Yeah, that's right. It was definitely for me one of the most fun aspects of the game, especially since it was my first Halo to jump into the series. Um, but another thing I think that we need are sort of like leader figures. You know, these commentators are definitely strong candidates, but also, you know, what about the MLG community? Uh, Maybe there's something they can do. And especially they'd be able to do that if there were sort of stable teams with names and logos that sort of stick around. And these people are like, at least at some level, supporters of the game and not just merely, you know, moving from game to game, you know, to make the next buck for their, you know, for their careers or whatever. I mean, I think that would be, you know, a strong like draw to the game at least.
Oh, are you saying that Bungie should link themselves with MLGs because it gives players figures that they can get behind, like pros and teams? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something along that line.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of like a substitute for commentators. Instead of getting behind commentators, you can get behind some of the best players in the game, right?
Right, right.
Ah, yeah.
Especially, I mean, especially if they had decent, you know, personalities, and that's not their job, but you know, it would definitely be a motivating factor.
Yeah, this would also be really great for decreasing the rift between the casual and competitive ends of the spectrum, because Bungie is often seen as the symbol for casual gamers because that's where most of the casual players go, and even the people who work at Bungie themselves play the game really casually. They're not good at their own game, and meanwhile in the MLG you have
Right,
the most
right,
competitive people, obviously.
right. Well, we're running out of time here, but post up in the comments what you guys think, especially for the next possible thought talk. I don't know if you want to close, Alex.
Yeah. Check out the thread I mentioned earlier, especially if you have a suggestion for a possible Thought Talk commentary. And yeah, like Andrew said, feel free to share your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below or via video response because this will give you a chance to give me the next Thought Talk. And the goal here at GFC is to encourage the flow of ideas within the community. So that being said, peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.